Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. I got Peyton Law here, Freed-Hardeman Lion basketball. Freed-Hardeman making the first trip to the Fab Four in program history.
Yes, sir.
What does that mean?
You know, last year as a freshman coming to the Sweet 16 and we got out, but this year coming to the Final Four and knowing that we're not done yet, I mean, it is awesome to be the first team in school history to do that.
Yeah. It's got to be pretty rewarding, huh?
Yes, sir, it is.
Yeah. You know, you guys have a pretty tight team, and every night can be somebody different. Like, you know, a couple nights ago against, who was it, the Masters, Hunter Skurlock had a really good game. You and I were just talking, Fiddler played really good yesterday. Just talk about the number of weapons that you have.
Like, we play 10 guys, and all 10 guys can be our leading scorer. Like, we don't rely on just one guy. Like, everybody can play a huge part in that game.
I remember last year when you were a freshman, I think you had a really big breakout game, and a couple days later I had a coach there scheduled, and I said, "Who is this Peyton Law guy?" And he says, "No, the guy's the real deal." How much has the game slowed down for you now in your second year?
It has slowed down a lot for me. You know, those first couple of games my freshman year, I was getting really adjusted to it. But now I feel like I'm becoming one of the leaders on the court, which I'm very grateful for, and I'm seeing the floor a whole lot better.
You guys make your bread and butter is stopping the other team, right? You got guys who can definitely drill the three. You know, everybody in Kansas City found that out the last couple games. But during the season, you held teams to, I'm doing this off the top of my head, but 30% from three. And since you've been in Kansas City, you're holding teams 25%. Talk about your defense.
Well, I mean, every practice we do defense for about an hour. Like, that is what we mainly focus on. We want to hold everybody below their average by at least 15 points. So that's one thing that we really rely on. Even if our offense is not that great, we can rely on our defense.
What is it about? I mean, Freed-Hardeman basketball is pretty special, right? What about it makes it special? What drew you there?
I think the culture that was there. Whenever Stutz was talking to me, he has never had a player transfer out of him. So that speaks a lot to me.
That's
as
huge,
a coach.
Isn't it?
Yes, and as a team. Like, players, they don't want to leave their teammates and they don't want to leave their coaches. So I was really glad to go into a culture like that.
Have you been surprised at just how physical and just tight the games are here when you get down to this level?
Yes, sir. I mean, I knew it was going to be like this, so I wasn't that surprised, but physicality and stuff, it definitely was.
Watching you play, you kind of thrive in that. You'd rather play in a physical game than a tightly called game. I'm just guessing here.
Yes, sir. I grew up playing football, so I've been in physical games.
Where'd you grow up?
Calhoun, Georgia.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So was football the main sport in your high school?
Yes, sir, it was.
So how did you end up going to high school or going to college to play basketball? Was it just your better sport? Or you prefer it, or?
Since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to play at the next level in basketball, so I just kept on with that dream.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
What drew you to Freed-Hardeman when you were looking around at where to go?
I think the connection that Coach Stutz wanted to make with me personally. He came to a lot of my high school games that were 5 hours away. Him and Coach Burns, they came out, and that connection that they made with me, that relationship, and the relationship they made me get with the guys on the team already, that really drew me in.
You know, last question, you guys got to host the first two rounds this year. What did that mean for you guys as a team, for your program, for your school to host those first two rounds there at the school?
I feel like hosting, that gives you a pretty big advantage on the other teams, not having a lot of fans traveling there, and you have your whole school there, a whole lot of fans and other sports teams there. It creates a bigger environment for you, and you can thrive in that.
Yeah. Well, I wish you a lot of luck as you move forward here. I appreciate you taking a couple minutes. Thanks a lot, Peyton.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's Peyton Law, Freed-Hardeman basketball.